Welcome back to the Power of We Symposium. I am Christopher Rausch. I am your host, and I am so excited to have this next guest up here. He is an impactful host. He's a fellow MC down there on the main stage, rocking it. I've met him on Zoom, and I'm so glad to meet him in person. He's such an amazing storyteller and just an impactful person. Dano, welcome to the interview.
Oh, my guy, thank you, Chris, for having me. And if you guys ever, make sure that you're showing love to Chris as well.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So you are here at the Power of We. You've been here before as a participant. Talk to me why you're here doing this job and what the impact of the kids that you want to have.
So I know for me growing up in Camden, New Jersey, I don't know if you know anything about it, but it's one of the hardest neighborhoods to grow up in. Poverty stricken, a lot of drugs, a lot of crime, everything that you can imagine that goes on in there. So for me, when I found a way out just to say, hey, I'm not a product of our environment, that's the same message that I want to give to these kids as well, is that, whatever anybody says about you or whatever the outside world thinks, everything that happens in your outside world happens from your inside world.
Right.
It's a reflection of it. So I really want these kids to really understand that they're not a product of their environment. And if I can do it, they can do it as well.
Dude, I love that. I love that. Talk to me about a time when you were at your lowest, when you really went through something that caused you to look back now and it's made you the man that you are today.
Definitely. I can tell you about the single best decision that I've ever made. And it was when I was going to college and I actually stopped going. I was going to Rowan University in New Jersey. And man, when I tell you I hated it, nothing wrong with Rowan. If you go there, not say anything bad about it. But my experience is that I absolutely hated it. I didn't like the teachers. I didn't like the students. And I was miserable. I'm telling you, I was miserable. I just I got into this little sad state. I don't want to call it depressed, but, I got into a sad state. Sure. And halfway through the semester, I just stopped going. So it was when I wanted to make the decision to say, hey, I'm not going to go to college anymore. I want to follow my own path because, think about it like this. My brother, he got for his last 2 years in college, he was dean's list. My mother she went to Rutgers to get her master's program. And then you have me. So you got them two over there and me.
Nice.
It's like, well, I don't really like school. So it was when I made that decision that's when I was at my lowest. But once I made it, it snapped. And that's why I'm actually sitting here right now.
Dude, I love that. I love it. So powerful. The thing I love about you is your authenticity, your exuberance, you're rocking your stuff. Talk to us about and tell the people at home how they can kind of get out of that identity situation. Like, oh, I have to be this person for this person. Like, I'm all about flying my freak flag and just being who I am. Talk to us about that journey for yourself and what we can do to inspire some of the people at home who might be struggling with that and where they are in their world.
Definitely. So I think a big reason why people aren't true to themselves is because they listen to the outside world. So, you, for an example, I learned this lesson from you, and you probably don't even know it, is the way that you dress, right? Just because you're on the main stage or, wherever you are, let's just say a corporate job as well, you don't have to wear a suit and tie. The only reason that you are doing those actions is because you're living by somebody else's standards. Yep. And you're living by what their version of you is. But when you know yourself and you have your own version of yourself and you're comfortable to say, hey, I'm not that, I'm this person, that's when the blessings start pouring in. Because think about it. Think about your vibrational state when you're living a lie. That's not very high. You're always looking over your shoulder to see, oh, who's looking at me? Who's judging me? But it's when you start to throw those things to the side and do what you want to do. What are you? You're happy. You're content. You're positive. You're confident. That's when you start to attract the blessings in people that are meant to be in your life.
Dude, I so resonate with that big time. When I think about that, I think about the naysayers. I think about the people that told me, like literally Les Brown, the famous motivational speaker, wanted to put me on stages, but he says, I can't do this. I can't do the bandana. I can't do the kick-ass thing. He goes, but you're an amazing speaker. And I still remember that, the Sheraton Gateway Hotel, Les talking to me. And I sat there and I looked at Les. I'm still surprised I said it. I said, Les, I got to be me. I got to be. So when I think about when I got to be me, I had a lot of people telling me, oh, you shouldn't do that. That's stupid. That bandana thing, everything. I'm like, I'm just being me. What do you say to the naysayers, the people that have tried to drag you down and say, Daniels, don't be that, stop being Dano. You have a show on E360 TV as well. So I want you to talk about that. But what do you say to those naysayers and how do you compartmentalize that and keep doing who you are?
Yeah, well, I always think that people are a product. Well, I'm not going to say it like that, but I think people are programmed to think a certain way. So whatever happened to somebody growing up, everybody has triggers. And I always say that everything that people do and everything that people say is a reflection of themselves.
Yes.
So if somebody says that you can't do something, maybe they tried it before and it didn't work out for them, but their result doesn't have to be your result. you might have somebody that didn't work hard enough to get what they wanted, or maybe they didn't practice their meditation, or they didn't give themselves positive affirmations, or they didn't surround themselves with positive energy. But you can do all the things that they didn't do at a higher capacity and achieve the outcome that people just only dream that they can really hope to accomplish. So I would just say, ignore the naysayers. Everything that people say and everything that people do is a reflection of themselves. So what does that have to do with you?
It's true. It's true. It's all about mirrors. It's all about hurting people, and things of that nature. So you just got to wish them well and continue on your journey. Talk to us about your show on E360 TV.
Yeah, so I have a show, like you just said, Weekly Dose of Dano TV. I am the host. It is me and the Positivity Posse. That's what I call everybody supporting. You know, you can be Positivity Posse. The person watching right now can be, we just talk about so many different things. Like I've had human, survivors of sex trafficking. I've had, NBA players. I've had movie stars. I have kung fu fighters, animal activists. Literally, you name it, I probably had it.
Nice.
But we always talk about the lessons that they've learned through their ups and through their downs, so that if the person is watching it right now, tune into the show Thursday nights at 6. If you tune in, you can learn from these people that have gone through paths that you may not have gone through. But if you learn their lesson from them, you won't have to go through those pitfalls that they have, and they're helping you, seal the way and fill in the gap for the bridge so that you don't have to fall through.
Love that. I love that. I have one final question for you. I imagine in your journey that you have been wronged by a few people.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to us about empathy and forgiveness in your life, and how you've been able to forgive or have empathy for people who have wronged you.
Yeah, well, I'm going to give you an example, and it revolves to the TV show, actually. The first person that I ever reached out to, there was a kid that does marathon running for kids with cancer. I said, wow, that is such an impactful story. I want to cover it. I want to try to get the kid on the show. So I reached out to his father, actually. And I don't even think many people know about this story, but I reached out to him. And basically what he said in not so many words is that you're not famous enough and your platform isn't big enough. Basically saying that I don't even really have a television show.
Wow.
To even get started. So that was the first thing. And if I were to listen to the people that told me that and not have empathy for them, then I could have just shut down right there and say, hey, listen, this defeated me. I'm not even going to continue with the show.
Right.
But it was just, listening to myself, just forgetting anything that they say. So to the naysayers, I say, keep your energy to yourself, because why are you even spreading the negative energy? To begin with, one more thing is that misery loves company too.
Dude, that's a big one. That's a big one. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is super impactful. Where can people get a hold of you, your IG, your website? Where can people connect with you?
So Dose of Dano is the handle on TikTok and Instagram. On Facebook, it's Weekly Dose of Dano TV. And that's everything.
Awesome, man. It's been a pleasure having you. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, connect with Dano. He's an amazing soul. He's got excellent energy. He's got fire tips that we can use to enhance our confidence, take our lives to the next level. Like he said, you got to wish people well in your life, and you have to continue to move on and rise up and surround yourself with people that are brighter and smarter than yourself. That's one of the reasons why I'm sitting here as a former 7th grade homeless dropout who lived in the backseat of a station wagon with 18 cats and 4 dogs, because I started surrounding myself with the right people. I had people pouring into me like we're doing here at the Power of We. So again, for you guys at home, please, in your communities, in your families, in your friendships, start focusing on the kids. What can you do to help the kids with their emotional intelligence, with their confidence, with their ability to process their emotions and everything else? You can do that in your life. That's what we're doing here at the Power of We Symposium. Check us out again. We're going to be back in just a few moments. Power of We Symposium 2022. Thank you.